What's up? Welcome to yet another edition of Benstant Reaction. Instant reaction to a game, breaking news, all things in the sports world. If it is breaking, we are talking about it. Last night, the Rams and Vikings went at each other's throats. Vikings coming off of a game, losing to the Detroit Lions, then ultimately dropping this game on the road to the Los Angeles Rams. And here was my main takeaway. The Vikings are clearly a good team. And a little bit, they're still suffering from the setback of the Lions. There's a statistic out there that teams that play the Lions, the very following week, they either come out flat, they lose. I know this happened to my Cardinals. So there's all those things. Don't panic about the Vikings. The Vikings are going to be fine. Sam Dizzy Darnold has been fantastic. He was good in last night's game. And ultimately, you can make the argument, hey, a call goes the right way, the Vikings win this game. But it didn't happen. You can't put yourself in that position. The Vikings are going to be fine. Justin Jefferson is still everything to deal with. Aaron Jones was okay last night, not great. In the passing game, was kind of invisible. Rushing attack, they kept it honest. 20 attempts, basically, 19 officially. And they're still getting guys back. TJ Hawkinson will be back very soon, and they'll add another weapon to that arsenal. Ultimately, the Vikings are fine. And to everyone who was upset with me or who got mad at me because years ago I took Sam Darnold as my number one quarterback in the draft with Lamar Jackson and Josh Rosen and Baker Mayfield, and I was told I was crazy. I still am a little crazy because Lamar Jackson has been awesome. But moving over to the team that really set a tone last night were the Los Angeles Rams. You know, at the beginning of the season, I said something, I was willing to go out on a limb, and I believed it. It wasn't just me talking nonsense. I took the Los Angeles Rams to win the NFC West, and all I heard was, you don't know what you're talking about. The San Francisco 49ers are so good. Brock Purdy's the best quarterback in this division. Oh, weapons galore. Kyle Shanahan, they're just going to steamroll their way to the Super Bowl once again with the date with the Chiefs. And I said, wait a second. No. Easy there. Sean McVay is still the best coach in this division. Matthew Stafford is still the best quarterback in this division. And Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, when healthy, are just as good as the weapons of the San Francisco 49ers. And if you want to go health, the Niners are no more healthy than the Los Angeles Rams are. Add Kyren Williams to that mix, this Rams team is dangerous. And I wasn't ready to give in to the Cardinals, although my desires wanted me to pick them to win the NFC West. I can't do that. I got to be honest. And I knew the Niners would pull back. I called me crazy, and I said that they would. And then the Seahawks, I just don't buy anything to do with the Seahawks. But ultimately, you cannot name 4 quarterbacks in the NFL that have been playing better than Matthew Stafford this year. You could probably throw out there Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, potentially even a Sam Darnold. Potentially, I'd still take Matthew Stafford, especially after they just played head-to-head. But a Jared Goff, maybe. But outside a handful of players, Matthew Stafford has been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL this year. And he's been doing it with largely no weapons. Cooper Kupp's been out. Puka Nacua's been out. Kyren Williams has been there, but still hasn't been to the elite effect as he would be if there were other guys on the field helping break him out a little bit. This Rams team is 1,000% going to win the NFC West. I predicted it at the beginning of the year. Everyone called me crazy. They told me the Niners were just going to steamroll back their way to the NFC West crown, to the Super Bowl. And I tried to hold everyone off. I said, wait a second. The best quarterback and coach combination are in the NFC West, and it's Los Angeles Rams. It ain't the team over in Santa Clara, the San Francisco 49ers. And when you see the discrepancy in quarterback, Matthew Stafford is just head and shoulders above Brock Purdy as a quarterback. This guy made a read against the Lions earlier in the season, looking the other direction, with a guy in his face, took a hit, threw it in the breadbasket. That's how good Matthew Stafford is. That's how good these Rams are. They just needed to get healthy. And at this point, they're 3-4 with a bunch of wins coming up later on in the season. There's no reason why the Rams shouldn't win this division. You look at some of the quarterback combinations, they're going to have the better quarterback in a lot of them. Rams against Seahawks, Stafford over Geno. Rams against Dolphins, Stafford over Tua. Rams against Drake May, the Patriots, Stafford over May. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. There's a lot of wins coming up for the Los Angeles Rams. They just needed to tread some water. And it's the reason why I picked them at the beginning of the season to win the NFC West. And it's why they're going to win the NFC West. The Los Angeles Rams will be NFC West champions. I said it at the beginning of the year. They're going to do so. Matthew Stafford is awesome. Sean McVay is awesome. The best two quarterback coach combination in the NFL potentially, but absolutely in the NFC West. You can say that they rival Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And when they get just one more weapon back in Puka Nacua, now you're looking at a team that features Kyren Williams, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and Matthew Stafford. And last night, against a good Vikings team, what happened? Stafford diced him up. Outside of one pick that was a questionable, 4 touchdowns, 124 passer rating, 279 yards. Add in Kyren Williams, 97 yards rushing, Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp playing tag on who's going to catch the next ball. They're a nightmare for opposing defenses. Now, their defense has issues. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl team, but they're absolutely the best team in this division. And with an easier schedule coming up for the Rams, they're going to win the NFC West. Best quarterback head coach combination in the NFC. And with all these weapons back, you just expect them to be better. And they will be better. But outside of Jared Goff, whether it's CJ Stroud, Brock Purdy, who everyone loves, this Vikings defense and Brian Flores has put quarterbacks in hell. Outside of 2 guys. Jared Goff, who's been amazing this year, and is the only other quarterback outside of maybe 2 more that you could say is better than Matthew Stafford this year. And Matthew Stafford, you can argue, was better against this Vikings defense. Now, it's Thursday night. They're coming off a hard game against the Lions. That makes sense. So you kind of give it a tie. But Matthew Stafford ate their lunch last night. And this quarterback combination, this head coach combination, they are lethal. This Rams team, if you got them in the early season like my Cardinals did, you are thankful you did, because they are going to start to go on a little bit of a run here. We mentioned some of the teams that they have up, and they've got to be better about the defense on this team. The cornerbacks are not great. Pass rush is okay. This offense is going to carry them to an NFC West title. They're going to be a playoff team. They're going to host a playoff game. And it's kind of insane to me that people before the season were just giving the division to the Niners. A team that has injury history, is coming off a Super Bowl hangover, and was incredibly noisy all off season long. And I tried to point that out, and everyone said, it's nothing. They're just going to steamroll their way to the Super Bowl. And I was called insane. I was called a hater. I always said I didn't know what I was talking about. It sounds like I did. Looks like I did. Because the Rams at this point are just a better team than the Niners. Short-handed, they already beat the 49ers. Coming from behind, I might add. This division, give it a couple weeks, the Rams will start to separate. And it's why they're going to host a playoff game. It's why they're going to own this division. Because coming off of really good wins, I mean, look at some of their wins and losses this year. Sure, bad losses against the Cardinals, burn the tape game, everyone gets one. But outside of that, beat the 49ers, beat the Vikings. Those are good wins. Now, losses to the Packers, a very close game that the Rams should have won. But that's what happens. Rams are a good team, and they're getting healthy at the right time. You just have to pray for the rest of the NFC West, because this team is coming. Matthew Stafford is coming, and they are going to start to go on a roll and take over this NFC West. And you really saw that last night. coming in to a Thursday night football game where both teams were beat up, although the Rams were getting players back, where Matthew Stafford diced up this Vikings defense, and you saw a clear discrepancy for the first time this year between quarterbacks of Sam Darnold, who's been pretty good, and Matthew Stafford, who has been downright awesome. The Rams are coming for the NFC West.